I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you on Bernie. And I know the truth.
You get surrounded or bombarded with negativity. You have a tendency to look at it, to focus on it. Man, you've really got to replace those thoughts.
It's the feud that's been buzzing in the comedy world, and we've got the exclusive scoop. Steve Harvey, the man with the infectious laughter, finally opens up about Katt Williams' bombshell accusations of joke stealing on the Club Shay podcast. Brace yourselves as we dive deep into the jaw-dropping responses, the ominous silence from others, and the unexpected support from comedy heavyweights D.L. Hewley and Ed Lover, who stand firmly behind Katt's claims. Get ready for an inside look into the comedic showdown you never saw coming. You won't believe your ears.
Is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
And before we dive into Steve Harvey's explosive response, let's unravel the wild accusations that Katt Williams unleashed on Club Shay. Katt, never one to shy away from controversy, dropped bombshells left and right, accusing Cusack, the entertainer, of pilfering his material.
Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up?
According to Katt, it's not just a case of borrowing a joke or two. It's a full-blown comedy caper. He alleges that Cedric swiped his bits and then had the audacity to play innocent, claiming it don't line up, but Katt isn't having it, insisting that Cedric witnessed the act firsthand at the Comedy Store in 2019 before mimicking it on the Kings of Comedy. And then, the spotlight shifted to none other than the Mr. Potato Head himself, Steve Harvey. Katt threw shade at Harvey, claiming he stole the playbook from Mark Curry's sitcom and fashioned himself as the principal in the Steve Harvey Show.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had.
The plot thickens as Katt paints a vivid picture of Hollywood rejecting Harvey's bid for stardom, asserting that there's no room for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good. Ouch. According to Katt, Harvey's lack of range is the real reason he couldn't be a movie star. The drama doesn't end there. Katt contends that a powerful trio, Harvey, Cedric, and Ricky Smiley, have formed an alliance against him for a whopping 30 years. It's not just a feud, it's a long-standing vendetta. But what about Cedric's response? Well, according to an Instagram retort, he labeled Katt's remarks as corny off and accused him of peddling revisionist history. Talk about throwing punches on social media. But wait, there's another layer to this comedic saga that's juicier than a celebrity scandal. Katt Williams didn't hold back when he zeroed in on the late, great Bernie Mac. According to Katt, Harvey's alleged jealousy and backstabbing didn't spare even Bernie Mac, a comedy icon no longer with us. Mimicking Harvey's supposed words, Katt claimed this the same man that hated on Bernie Mac with this same thing. According to Katt, he was approached to join the illustrious lineup after Bernie Mac's departure.
You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you.
Katt refused to be part of a venture where he perceived Harvey as undermining the comedic genius of Bernie Mac. This bombshell revelation adds a new layer to the already intense feud, suggesting that the backstage dynamics of the original Kings of Comedy were far more tumultuous than their onstage camaraderie would suggest.
You stop it. You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly.
In Katt's eyes, Harvey's resentment toward Bernie Mac stemmed from a deep-seated rivalry. The details remain shrouded in mystery, but one can't help but wonder, did Harvey really feel threatened by Bernie Mac's comedic prowess? We were all ears as Steve Harvey, the man of the hour, responded to explosive accusations hurled his way by Katt Williams. In a recent Instagram video, as he geared up for the new year, fans couldn't help but bring up the brewing feud. Steve, however, opted for a diplomatic approach, carefully sidestepping direct responses to Katt's jaw-dropping allegations.
And because the person that's telling you what they say is true is speaking eloquently, don't be deceived by that.
As the questions poured in, Harvey seemed noticeably flustered, dancing around the accusations with a grin that could only be described as uneasy. Instead of addressing the elephant in the room, he swiftly redirected the conversation, emphasizing a commitment to positivity in the new year. It's a classic move, but in the world of celebrity feuds, silence can be just as telling as words.
There are some people who know how to lie so well. They know how to sprinkle in just enough truth.
Steve's plea for fans to focus on the positive vibes and avoid the influence of liars was a strategic play. The pointed reference to Katt Williams was crystal clear, signaling that Harvey was not about to engage in a public war of words. But in the absence of a direct denial, one can't help but wonder, is there truth behind Katt's claims that Harvey's comedy success is built on borrowed material? In the strange dance of denial and deflection, Steve Harvey's response leaves room for speculation. Did Katt strike a nerve? Is there more to the story than meets the eye? With the new year unfolding, one thing's for sure: the comedy scene just got a whole lot more mysterious. Just when you thought the comedy clash between Katt Williams and Steve Harvey couldn't get any more intense, hold on to your hats, folks, because Bernie Mac's daughter, Janice McCullough, has stepped into the ring, and she's not the only one throwing punches in the ongoing saga that's starting to resemble a Hollywood comedy of errors. Janice McCullough, in a recent interview on the Club Shay podcast, couldn't help but chime in on Katt Williams' explosive claims against Steve Harvey. While she admitted to never meeting Katt personally, she labeled the interview as hilarious and praised Williams for coming across as a stand-up dude. In her own words, "I just want people to keep in mind that my dad has been dead for 15 years and I have not been fully immersed in the world of comedy. I don't know Katt Williams. Never met him. That's one person I never did get to meet when my dad was alive." McCullough's comments add an intriguing layer to the ongoing feud as she indirectly corroborates Katt's narrative, emphasizing that the competitive nature of comedians often leads to misunderstandings and conflicts behind closed doors. Could Katt's accusations be rooted in a deeper truth about the dynamics within the comedy fraternity? But the drama doesn't stop there. Enter Ed Lover, the veteran radio host and close friend of Bernie Mac, who has jumped on the Katt Williams bandwagon, co-signing Williams' claims about Steve Harvey's alleged animosity towards Bernie Mac. On his See My Own Son podcast, Lover recounted Bernie Mac personally sharing instances of Harvey's underhanded tactics, particularly the attempt to steal Mac's role in the film Ocean's 11. Lover's endorsement further fans the flames of speculation, hinting that there might be more to the story than meets the eye. This revelation not only bolsters Katt Williams' accusations, but also hints at a long-standing rift between Harvey and Bernie Mac, extending beyond the stage and into Hollywood film roles. The tangled web of comedy politics seems to be unraveling, and each new revelation adds a fresh layer of intrigue to the already explosive narrative. Cedric the Entertainer, another key player in the original Kings of Comedy, also contributes to the mounting tension. In a recent episode of the Club Shay podcast with Shannon Sharpie, Cedric briefly opened up about the rumored beef between Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac during the filming of the iconic comedy tour. Acknowledging that both Harvey and Mac were alpha males, Cedric hinted at egos and a sense of competition leading to conflicts. While he doesn't delve into specific details, Cedric's comments align with the narrative of a brewing feud within the group.
You talked about how there was almost another tour.
Right.
But there was essentially a beef between Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey?
Yes.
DL Hughley, too, has previously touched on the issues between Harvey and Mac. In a video on Vlad 3 years ago, Hughley mentioned being in talks about a Kings of Comedy return before tensions between Harvey and Mac derailed the plans.
Well, I guess you talked about how you feel that the beef between Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey was because Steve Harvey was getting a lot of network love during the time and Bernie Mac not so much?
Yeah, and then Bernie started to get it.
Damon Williams, who opened for the comedians, also recalled a sense of tension, with Bernie Mac expressing discomfort about overlapping material. As the layers of this comedic saga continue to unfold, it's becoming evident that the backstage dynamics of the original Kings of Comedy were far more complex and tumultuous than their on-stage camaraderie suggested. The once celebrated quartet seems to have been entangled in a web of egos, competition, and alleged betrayals that ultimately prevented a reunion tour. And now, with Bernie Mac's daughter and close friends corroborating aspects of Katt Williams' claims, the narrative gains even more traction. The question lingering in the air is whether the comedic landscape was truly a battlefield for these icons, each vying for the title of the funniest and most successful. The comedy scene just got a whole lot murkier, and as we delve deeper into the tangled web of rumors and revelations, one thing remains certain: the laughter on stage might have concealed a storm of drama and rivalry behind the scenes. The saga continues, and we're all eagerly waiting for the next punchline in this gripping comedy clash of the century. As the comedic storm between Katt Williams and Steve Harvey rages on, we've scoured the depths of fan comments to gauge public sentiment on this unexpected clash. Brace yourselves because the fans are not holding back. One fan boldly declared, "Very few people on television in Hollywood ever tell the truth. But Katt, George Carlin, and Dave are the few off the top of my head that spread truth." It seems like some fans are rallying behind Katt Williams, praising him for his perceived authenticity in an industry often criticized for its lack thereof, and echoing Katt's sentiment about a potential lack of response from the accused. Another fan weighed in, stating he did say in the interview that none of these people are going to respond to the truth. Katt doesn't hate them. He just spoke the truth. This perspective paints Katt Williams as a truth teller facing a silent, unresponsive establishment. The fan suggests that Katt's motivations are rooted in a quest for honesty rather than personal animosity. Now, dear viewers, we've heard your thoughts on this comedic roller coaster. Are you Team Katt, George, and Dave in the pursuit of truth in Hollywood, or do you think this clash is just another showbiz spectacle? Drop your opinions below and let the comment section become the arena for your comedic verdict. Until the next punchline, stay tuned and let the laughter and commentary continue